Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Saturday nights. Can you believe Saturday night? I think I say that every Saturday night, but can you believe it? So, welcome, everybody. Good to have you here. Let's see, before I get started, let me get my desktop all set up here and we will get into it. Let me just move that up. All right. Looking good there. Stretch out the chat here. All right. That looks good there. Let's see. Is YouTube going to tell me that there they are? We are live officially. All right. All right, everybody. So before we get into the readings, let's send some love out to the world and bring love into the readings and into us. And we'll use the singing bowl here as per usual. But let's take a big, deep breath and come back to right here, right now. I'll bring it all calmness here and stepping and letting the outside world fall away just for a moment here. So we'll take a big, deep breath in. And release. Beautiful. And as I hit the singing bowl, we let that love just flow down into us, fill us up, and flow out to the world. So here we go. I'll hit it about 3 times, just so you're not surprised. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Just going to put her to sleep up here. Let her sit on her perch. All right. So. What do we got going on, everybody? Hope you're having a great weekend and not working too hard if you're having to work. And just a heads up, we do have some free content that I offer, and I've got the July monthlies out for each individual zodiac sign. And if you haven't checked out June readings yet, here's the link for those. And then for those of you who are Praying Mantis and Zen Cricket members, you actually have access to the solstice relationship readings that are coming out on the 20th. So you have advanced access to those. If you're interested, Zen Cricket is $2.99 a month, and the Praying Mantis level is $7.99 a month. Real quick, you get advanced access, obviously, to monthlies, to solstice, and equinox readings when those come out. My pick a card readings, I have weekly pick a cards. I put them out in advance for new moon, full moon, zodiac season changes. We do even have a pilgrimage meditation where we go visit a special, spiritual site. So far, it's been on the earth, but I think we're going to be headed out this next one to somewhere else. But so we get advanced access to all those. What else? Oh, and my podcast, you get advanced access to those too. So we have all those that come in, and what else? Oh, and then for the Zen Cricket, so you get all of that, And then Wednesday, we have Cozy Chat, where we talk about my podcast, which is From Chaos to Cozy, for about an hour. And then if you have the praying mantis level, it's everything the Zen Cricket have, plus 2-hour Q&A on Thursday nights, where we read, we talk about astrology, we pull cards, past life readings, whatever we want to do. And then also for my praying mantis members, I go live 5 times over the weekend, twice on Friday, twice on Saturday, once on Sunday morning or morning afternoonish. And then we after each one of these, I have an hour that I spend with my praying mantis members. So if you're interested in any of that, that's $7.99 a month. All that information and the link is in the description box down below too. All right. Hey, Tiffany, happy birthday to you. Thanks for sharing your birthday here. And you sent a Cash App donation, eh? Looks like Cash App is on its little fritz here. So we'll bring that up on my phone. Didn't get an email yet, but you know how emails can be. Let's see here, make sure we got all of our emails active. Yeah, they look like they are. So we'll bring that up here. But I hope you're having a happy birthday. So in addition to those, let's see what else. Oh, so the pick a card we had this week is the Cancer season, even though that starts next week. We have the Cancer season started. And Tiffany, if you check out the playlists for the timeless pick a card, there's actually one out there for this season too, which is what, Gemini, right? Yeah. So Gemini season is there's a bonus reading for that too. Every month I have the 3-month bonus reading for all of the the sun babies for that month. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already. And let's see. And of course, these have pick a cards for all of us for that. I think those are the main ones. Oh, well, I can't forget my podcast. So here is the podcast link with the playlist link there too. We'll have a new one out tomorrow. Every Sunday we have a new podcast episode. All right. So I think that is it there. Tiffany, I don't show anything came through on the Cash App yet, so I don't know if there's something weird happening there, but I'm sure it'll pop up here. So you might double check to see if it didn't time out or do something weird. But if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. We got a great group of people, huge hearts, great senses of humor. So we've got a couple of my YouTube channel members too. We shout out to Patty and to Johanna. You'll see their names in green with the little badges, and they're my monthly YouTube channel members. And so because of them and people who make donations and people who purchase my services, and of course my lovely host who allows me to live in I call it the cellar, it's the basement. I am able to offer all the free content I do. That's like why I like to share all that too. But shout out to my YouTube channel members. And how the free readings work, I do go down in order, first come, first serve down the chat. There's no special list. That's it. If you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading. Spirit will, knows all, and will pull cards and they'll bring the message through. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I'll step out of the free readings, dive deeper into those as well, pulling more cards. When I'm done, I return back and then continue moving down the list. You can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description box of the video. I do have my Cash App, my Venmo, my PayPal, and my Square. So whatever one you want to use, and there's no set dollar amount. I know everyone's finances vary from day to day, person to person, country to country. So I just know you're given from your heart, and that's what I honor. So got something in my eye. Ow, ow. Okay. Okay, I think I got it. All right. Being so dramatic. My goodness. I am going to be using this runic tarot this evening. It's a beautiful deck. So we shall be using that. All right. So we will get started here in Johanna. Hello, hello. You are up first. So let's give that a love and a like. Thank you so much for your donation. And you're like, hey, you've been feeling heavily protected and supported. Has your grandma been doing some heavy lifting on the other side? You think and feel her there a lot. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I mean, we're always surrounded 24/7 by all of our loved ones to go to the other side. What's wonderful is that they don't have to share their time because there is no time on the other side, or their energy, because they can be all places all at the same time if they wanted to be. And so they can be around all the loved ones that they had connections with in this lifetime and be there until we join them. So I love that. So let's take a look here, see if it's grandmama, if she has any messages for you as well. So what to tell us about this energy here? Okay. All right. All right. Is she a Capricorn? Just because we got Devil card energy, the Saturn energy coming in. We do have the Magician here, and I like this. It feels like there's this it's me. So I do feel like it's there. Something about this rooster and the rainbow are really standing out to me here. So I don't know if there's any kind of if she was on a farm or rainbows, you know, come to you a lot there. But I do feel like it's she's pointing up and and saying it's me. I don't know if she used her pointed her finger a lot too, but we have the devil card energy here, which is the Saturn and the shaking up and the rattling and all of that that comes in, with that challenges of life. And I feel like they're very much supporting you and doing some heavy lifting because you're doing some heavy lifting. They're kind of spotting you as you're doing that, right? You're down there doing those, you know, push-ups, or not, what do they call those? Where you put the weights and you're laying on your back and you're doing the bench press. Okay. Obviously, I haven't been in the gym in a while. It's like, what are those things called? But there you have spotters who are helping you with that too. Yeah, and so this rainbow. Yeah, so hopefully that did it. Oh, you love my shirt? Do you see the cat? Meow. I love my cat shirts because they do remind me of our cat mind and how when we go into fight or flight mode, we're all, hissing and you know. But I do feel like this. You do have a lot of unconditional love coming up in here with the Ace of Cups. So we do have this beautiful overflow. Something about the pond and lilies too. Feels like it's coming in here. And Ace of Pentacles too. So this supporting your sense of worth and this filling up of the outside. All these ones that are coming in here too, even the 10, which reduces to a one when you add the one plus the zero coming in here. And but this is the 10 of Pentacles, which is about the fullness of life. And there usually is on the 10 of Pentacles, there's usually someone like an elderly person in a wheelchair that, represents our ancestry as well. So they're pointing that out to me in my brain because it's not on this card, but they're showing me the card in my boom, boom, boom right there. So I definitely feel like it's is and it they are doing heavy lifting because you are in this transformational time. All these it's like an ending and a beginning with three aces, like three ones, because you have the magician, the ace of cups, the ace of pentacles, and then the 10 of pentacles can be an ending and a beginning to one as well. But there's all this transformation that comes in with all of this. And they're like, yeah, you are beginning to feel if you're not in your first Saturn return, because that's usually anywhere like 23-ish all the way through. It could go as far as 33, depending. So it's almost like a 10-year gap. But 28 and 29 is when we have our big, psh, you know, where the Saturn energy is at its most, rattling and shaking, shaking, shaking. It's like we start having the tremors before, and then the big earthquake hits 28, 29 years old, and then the tremors start, disappearing. But definitely some big energies that you're dealing with. So they are definitely huge support there. You're very tired. Yeah. So, yep, that they are there for sure. And I love that. Grandmama is there. So I like it. Yeah. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So thank you so much for your donation. Okay, yeah, so it's you're starting to feel it then. Well, it's 28 and 29, but we feel it because Saturn's so far out. We start feeling it up to 5 years before and after. 3 years, especially, so you're in that. You're in that zone there. So um that makes sense. You're gonna turn a quarter of a century old. Oh my gosh. Yep, yep, yep. Young whippersnapper. All right. So many blessings to you, Johanna. And thank you again. Then Infinity, you are up. So Infinity, thank you for your donation. And you have one up. What up? And thank you for that donation. So you got deja vu again. Ooh, isn't that great? Spirit trying to tell you something? Well, let's take a look here. You keep getting scared you're going to get kicked out of your apartment. Yep, whatever we focus on is what we draw to us, right? So I got itchy nose tonight. I itch. Um, So that is something to look at, and we'll pull cards here first. But I just feel like it's important. This is great for anyone. Whenever we have a fear, if I focus on it and focus on it, it grows because I'm feeding it like Miracle Grow plant food, right? And it turns into that big, little shop of horrors, human eating plant. You're like, no. So, there is this, awareness of, okay, what is my fear? And that's how we can dismantle it. If we can take a big deep breath, step back and go, what's my worst fear? What am I fearing will happen? Well, I'm going to lose my apartment. I'm going to get thrown out. I'm going to have to find somewhere else to live. I might have to put my stuff in storage while I'm finding somewhere to live. And oh, it's gonna be hard. It's like, you know what? But I'll survive. I'll get through it. It's just inconvenient. And when it's like, well, and then when if I believe everything that happens in my life happens for me, then I can be like, okay, there's a reason for this, right? If I lose my apartment, maybe it's going to catch on fire. Maybe it's going to get struck by lightning. Maybe it's going to flood. Maybe there's going to be a neighbor that's just, really abusive and causes a lot of problems. You're like, wow. So if I lose something, I don't lose something. It's being removed from my life on purpose, even if it's location or something along those lines. So, when we can sit in that and go, all right, so I'm okay with whatever happens. I trust you. You know, Humans are hard to trust because when we go into fight or flight mode, we are untrustworthy. We go crazy. We're a little 2-year-old and a hissing cat, right? Who's going to trust that? So, we can trust Creator, though, that they're going to always have our back and have things for us, right? And so when we do that, and we can start gratitude and say thank you that I have the perfect place and the perfect timing always to live, and I'm so grateful for you, and that you watch out for me, and that I am safe, I am protected, I am secure. And when we have that kind of focus of our energy instead of I fear something's going to happen. I grow the gratitude. I grow the things that I'm grateful for instead of the fear thing. So that's important. Let's take a look here and see. And that's just a bonus for everyone. Let's take a look here and see. What do they have here about the deja vu? All right. All righty. Yeah. So this is about taking taking charge of your energy. I mean, just right off the bat, well, not off the bat, but the final cards. I'm working my way backwards because we've got the Two of Wands, which is exactly what I was talking about whatever we focus on grows and expands, and the Page of Wands is new energy and what we again, they whatever they invest their energy in, it's about ownership of, well, that was weird, of where we send our energies. And we also have the Emperor and the Eight of Pentacles. And the Emperor is about, it's Aries energy, beginnings, and deciding what is it that I want, putting a plan together and investing energy toward it so it can expand. And the Eight of Pentacles is this transformational type energy where when we put in the effort, then the outside world turns for us. And it just we just need to put in the blood, the sweat, the tears, the work for things. And that work is, where am I focusing my energy? What am I doing each moment, with regards to this situation? And even if it's creating a new habit where, you get like my cell phone, whenever I want to create a new habit, I do a vibrating silent alarm every waking hour, and I just name it what I want, like gratitude. I just gratitude, 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 or I change them up. And then when it vibrates, and I'm like, who's calling me? And I'm like, oh, that's right. Come back to gratitude. And then I come back in that moment to gratitude and sit in it for a minute before I drift back out of it, and then the alarm goes off. But sooner or later, we create a habit with that. And again, energy, Nine of Wands, and the Moon. Moon energy and the Nine of Wands. Important combo. Nine of Wands is about, nine is the hermit's journey. There you go with this Wands energy. Got all this Wands energy. So this is all about focus and where you're pointing your magic wand and growing. And so awareness around that is very important. The moon energy, we go through a moon cycle every 28, 29 days where we go through the entire zodiac. And like today, I don't think I checked today. Whoops. It's been busy. But we have, I think, Libra. Today's the 15th, right? Yeah. So we're the moon is in Libra. It has been since yesterday, mid-afternoon, like 2:12 p.m. Eastern time. And then tomorrow, late at night, oops, sorry. Yeah, it enters the Scorpio. So balancing energy that we have here, and then we're going to be going for a few days. And so tracking the moon and paying attention to the moon energies, I feel like is important for you. You've been checking the moon signs. Hey, I'm very glad, Johanna. It's so important, right? It just helps you understand the energy of the day. But, especially, infinity, I just feel like I don't know if you're a moon sign, or if you're like you're a water sun sign, or if you're a water moon, or you have a lot of water in your chart. But, you have this energy of, very connected to emotional energy of the moon. And so if we feel like we're all over the place, I'm a Pisces moon and I've got a ton of water, even though I'm Aquarius sun, which Aquarius is good. It's a water bearer. I understand that now, why I needed that Aquarius sun to balance all of this water that I have. And but the moon energy, I feel it nonstop. I never don't feel it because it's like I'm coming off of a full moon, and the new moon energy starts hitting me right away coming off of the new moon. The full moon energy is already starting to, so it's always just a boop to do to do riding the waves up top. But every 2 3 days we switch from, like, we start off with Aries fire, and then we move into Taurus earth energy, and then we go into Gemini, um air energy, and then we go into Cancer water energy, and then we continue fire, earth, air, water, fire, earth, air, water. And it's like every 2 3 days we're just kind of recycling, going through all the elements, which impact us all differently. They bring different emphasis, right? Passion to groundedness to thinking into emotion, right? So it's like, woo! But when you realize it, it just helps with it all. And but I feel like the message that they have for Infinity is that it's becoming aware of your emotions so that you can ride it like a surfboard, ride the waves. And then if you can grasp that, and become an expert, like a pro surfer of your emotions, and then also watching your what you're focused on with your energy, because that grows and expands. And when we're growing and expanding things, and if we have a lower vibrational emotion, when you bring those together, kaboom, right? So that's what's coming in there for you, there, Infinity. I like that advice that's coming in. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Dorella, and Lucky. Yeah, you don't know when it has to ask to be added to a list. The chat is the list. All you have to do is pop your question out there, and I do go down in order. First come, first serve for the free readings, but I have donations that I prioritize, which I'm on right now. And so if you want to make a donation and have yours prioritized and moved to the top of the list, you can do that. And you can use the super chat, or in the description box of the video, you can use Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, or Square. I have listed, and there's no set dollar amount. Whatever you guys are able to give, I honor that. So you can do that. And if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading too. Spirit knows what you need to hear. So yeah, that's it. And Tiffany, I still didn't get a notification here from the Cash App. So, I want to check that out there. All right. Let's give these a shuffle. And thank you, Johanna, so much for your extra donations here. So let's give that first one a love and a like. With the second one, the first second one, the first additional one, number two. So how has your growing, pun intended, interest in herbal growing put a bun changed your energy? Oh yeah, let's take a look here. So how has it changed your energy? Obviously it's you're more connected to Mother Earth. Grounded energy that comes in with all that here. So I like that. And there is this deepened self-love that comes in here too with the Ace of Cups. So here's that energy here from Grandmama, and I love that, you know, we've got that the blossoming of the lilies, and that's the flowers, and that's the importance of water, of course, with plants is so important. But I feel like it's really paralleled a lot, and the more you work with them, the more that it does ground you to the earth. I do love that energy coming in here. Yeah. So you have the Ace of Wands energy. It's a new passion, but there's also Ace of Pentacles, new grounding. And I feel like there's new earth energy that gets activated here. Because as you work and interact with Mother Earth, as my plants, hey, my plants are waving at me now. It's like you just feel this deeper connection to self, to earth, to the universe, to the physical plane, the energy. So I like that that comes in here. Yeah, Knight of Swords too. It's actually helping you understand also, things about the earth, and it's like knowledge, it's wisdom, it's also helping you transform fears. This grounded energy is just really allowing you to have the space of calmness where you're able to look at things from a more clearer perspective, from a higher perspective too, and it just feel calm. It's almost like a little bit of doobie weed. you know it's like it almost just has that effect without even smoking anything that you grow. It's like it just feels like, you know, I like it. And here you come with the King of Pentacles, some more of that earth energy just be reinforced here. And the Chariot energy coming in here, the power of choice, the movement. And I feel like in this, because these came out together, this significant groundiness in making decisions that have to do with the outside world, right? A rose tincture, that there's this, I don't know, it just, the overall grounding, the overall um, balancing, balance is a good word too, that comes in with this is you're able to really look at a situation, go, hmm, what is it that I want to do? And it's not like a, because you just feel like you're, solid. You feel like you're anchored. And so your thoughts and emotions and actions are less and less all over the place, which is a good energy, right? And all right. So let's talk about balance. You got the justice. So it brings in the capital T truths and the scales and the balancing of the higher and the lower. And the Four of Wands is joy, celebration, energetic stability. So here's all that balancing energy that comes in here. The Four of Wands is not normally about passion. Um, it's more about marriage and this type of thing and gatherings and that. But I feel like there's this because it's like Taurus energy, who's ruled by Venus. I feel like you tap into that in a deeper way when you're working with the earth, and you just feel this sensuality of being like a high priestess maiden running through the forest naked, right? Gathering with your plants. And gathering, I feel like there's going to be here, this is not about your energy, but it is about some things in the future. I feel like it will bring you into, um whoa, knocking over my light there. Um, like a gatherings of people who like herbalists and, gardeners and or pond communities, or it's just it takes you into a different type of people and a different type of gathering of individuals. Could be even take you into um kind of earth-based spiritual individuals, too. You've already started that. Okay. Oh, very cool. So I like that. And also, you know these earth-based, you know uh beliefs, and people that will go out and exchange energy with the forest and the plants, and those types of things. No sacrifices, don't worry. Yeah, and you have the tower too. I like this because the energy, I mean, it is, here's that fire breathing dragon, but I feel like it's calmed the dragon. It's calmed this, um, I don't know, like this urge for change, this urge for just, like abrupt change. I don't know if you get bored with things fast or if you've just been like your energy's just been like flooding like crazy. That I feel like it just mainly it just is overall big picture is the calming of your energy and the grounding of the flames. So you're more of a purring dragon in a cave than a one flying around catching fire to stuff. So very much a deep groundedness and connection. I like that. So hopefully that resonates there for you. But that's what I feel for that. Meow. All right. And then for your third donation, thank you so much for that. Let's give that a love and a like there. You want to know, how does S feel about you? All right. Let's take a look here. It's a little refresh. All right. So how does S feel about you? All right. So we got that. And then those two. I just feel like variety of cards coming out here. What, they want that one too? All right. All right, all right, all right. Is that what that sounds like? That's that sticker? Because you're so silly. Yeah, so you got one card. Oh, so yeah, you like that? Do you like how I can count? One card. So you got one card and then two cards, three cards, two cards, one card. Bottom of the deck. Wow. And we got the page here too, but we'll focus on these two. We've got the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So on their mind, on their heart. That's coming in here with both of these. And we'll see what we're going to start from the middle though, because I feel like this is mirroring. Okay, that makes sense. So there is this mirroring that's going on between the two of you. That's happening here. And we'll see what else we have here. Yeah, you've got the page. You got the Page of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and Temperance are what in the middle. So, Page of Wands is the new heightened passion, this attraction, energetic and physical attraction. You got the Knight of Cups, which is movement of emotion on the same time. But the Temperance is, of course, the alchemy, the patience, slowness, things unfolding kind of energy. Now, for them on this side here, yeah, we've got the Six of Swords, which is movement from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking, resulting in movement and equal communication with the sixes coming in here. And then the two cards here, yeah, they are facing this. The Three of Pentacles is about being true to one's authentic self, and the Ten of Swords is about this energy of you know, being tired of trying to live up to everyone else's expectations. And so there is this, I've had it, I'm going to be me kind of energy with all of this. So is a lot of transformation and analyzation of their own minds here. Let's see what these other cards are. Are these you, or are these what they're thinking here? Okay. Yeah. I mean, we've got the Lover's card and the Knight of Wands. So there's this desire of fast moving passion, but there's also the Lover's card, which is a very important relationship that comes in here. And they got the Magician card coming in here too. So it is about, this energy of wanting to take action, wanting things to come into fruition, but also on the other hand, they know that they're working on themselves and trying to be true to their authentic self at the same time. So I like this. Definitely heart and mind, like we said, that there is this newness of all of this that's here, and I feel like they'll soon as they get this, I'm sick and tired of trying to think about people pleasing everyone else and what, what everyone else wants me to do with my life, blah, blah, blah. And I just feel like they're ready um, to just boom, there we go, right? Basically, how you feel. Yeah. That's the mirroring, right? So I do like this energy. And I don't know. I like the temperance and that it's not rushing things and it's just about, like growing things, right? You just patience with the growth and just enjoy the journey, watching it grow, exploring, finding out more about, you know, what does this plant, need to survive? What makes it thrive? What's the miracle grow of this, interaction? What makes it grow more? And it's a lot of getting to know someone and just allowing it to be and you know blossom, right? So I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. So that is what they have for you, my dear. So, thank you for your multiple donations. I really appreciate those. All right. Let me just check my Cash App one more time here. I didn't get any emails. So, if you're here, Tiff, Tiff, oops, that's the wrong. That is not my Cash App. Hitting on my Instagram. Don't go into Instagram. You'll never go out. It's thinking, it's thinking, it's thinking. Oh, nothing came through there. So, if you heard Tiffany, let me know. If not, I'll be getting to yours here momentarily. Thank you. You're welcome. So funny. All right. So that's it for my donations. I'm going to jump up here to Highness. You're the first free reading coming in here. And he'd like a general for Monday. All right. So let's take a look here. A general for Monday. What do you want to know about Monday? Monday. All right. So you got the Eight of Pentacles, which is about work and putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, and you're starting to see some of the fruition of that come forward here on Monday. It just feels like there is this energy about progression, movement. It can be like graduating from, like being a apprentice and becoming the master, or promotion, or um, it's definitely evolution of something. And you have the Seven of Swords, which is becoming aware of your own. Sorry for the glare here. I'm trying to get it to where it's not like, look at the brightness. That's the window outside, but it's not that bright. But anyway, the Seven of Swords is becoming aware of your own thoughts and beliefs that have stolen from you in the past, that have made you distrust, thiefed things from your life, because that's what it's: thievery and deception and betrayal. It's like, what if my own thoughts have betrayed me? What has made me feel small? What has told me I don't deserve progression? I don't deserve to go forward. And I feel like that's what's been coming up lately. And Monday, I feel like just really shows you that you deserve more. You deserve to get reward and benefit for what energy you put forward into your life and the focus that you've put on your life. So I like it. There's a lot of clarity that comes in because of that, but there's this progression that I feel you've been doing it, because the Eight of Pentacles can be like caterpillar going into a cocoon and becoming a butterfly. There's benefit of the pain and suffering a little caterpillar goes through, because he turns out to be this beautiful butterfly, and he seeks nectar instead of eating leaves. He can migrate thousands of miles And a caterpillar can never do that. They'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm just dead thinking about it." So I like this freedom that it feels like it comes here for Monday. So hopefully that resonates for you. That's what's coming through for you, Highness. So many blessings. All right. And then Jean XO, you are very welcome. I think you asked a question for the down below, so we'll get to that here in a sec, but you're very welcome. And then New Love, you want to know, should you block P? Let's see if my mouse will work here. There it goes. So should you block P? So clarifying that he's married, you work together, the work is done, no contact 3 weeks, didn't acknowledge you or say hi last time. He, gi- he gives you the gift of anxiety and sadness. Well, we'll pull a card here for each. If you will pull one card if you block them, what the energy is, because there's no shoulds when we are from spirit, the spirit world. There's no supposed to. There's no wrong choices. There's just different choices with different experiences. It's like, ordering off a sushi roll menu. They're all good. What do you feel like having, right? And that's what is coming in here. Well, look at this. The other thing that Spirit just wants to let you know is that no one can make us sad. No one can make us fear. All people can do is act and do things. And then our stories in here are what ignite fear. Our stories are what ignite sadness. So our fears about their actions are ours to own. And because we can't make anyone feel any way they don't want to feel, and no one can make us feel any different than we want to feel. And if we're like, well, I didn't want to feel this, it's like, well, we felt it, so we did. We may not realize that's what we're brainwashed to believe that we want to feel during a situation, but because we get all these popular opinions growing up that when this person ignores me, I'm supposed to, right? I'm supposed to feel sad. I'm supposed to feel anxious. I'm supposed to feel like I've done something wrong. I'm supposed to blame myself. I'm supposed to be angry at them. I'm supposed to plot revenge, whatever it may be. And it's like, no, I can, that's the old, what I've been fed growing up, but I get to step into my power and go, what do I want this to mean? What story do I want to put to it? What emotion do I want to feel? What energy? What physical actions, right? So when we take responsibility for our own actions and emotional and mental choices, we release ourselves from worrying about anyone else's. It's like sweeping in front of our own door. We take care of us, right? And when we do that, then we can see things more clearly and go, okay, what do I want to do here? Um, because of what I want, not because of what I'm reacting. I don't want to make a choice of a reaction. I want to make a choice of a response. How do I want to respond to this? Not react like a cat, right? It's the cat mind. Here they go, around, it hisses and attacks or hisses and runs away. So let's take a look here because I think we talked about a little before about how blocking someone can be like a retaliatory, it's our defensive mechanism. Oh, you aren't treating me the way I feel I need to be treated, so I'm blocking you, and so that's something to look at there. But let's take a look here. So energy wise, if you block them, wow, you feel like you stand in your power with the Queen of Wands, that I get to decide, I am stepping into my power and my authority. And so that's a different type of energy, right? It's not reactionary of going, all right, you hurt me, so I'm going to block you and just going to show you, right? That's our little 2-year-old inside of us with its pet hissing cat. Fine, I'm going to take my ball and go home. The Queen of Wands is like calmly stepping back and look at it and going, you know what? This isn't what I want for myself. So, you know what? I'm going to choose to disconnect and um and that's what I want because I don't want to go down that road. All right, boom, you've made this. You've stepped into your power, right? If you do not block them, well, you'll still have the 10 of cups. You'll have some joy and celebration. So either way, you'll be fine. I feel like if they've kind of disconnected, they might have got uh, into a situation where they're on lockdown, with their spouse. They got an ankle bracelet on them that's tracking them like a felon. Um, but I feel like you will still be happy and you'll still be fine. But I feel like, whatever energy you're wanting to feel through all this is, I feel like it's this 10 of cups feels like it's ended, and that you don't have to worry because you're not going to get any communication from it anyway. But so what you want to feel with this either decision, you can see is supported and you're fine in either case. So you get to decide. But it definitely has happened on purpose for you to be able to face these and understand these emotions and feelings and realize I own these. And I know when I first heard that, I was not accepting or happy about that when spirit was like, so we're going to share something with you. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. They're like, all these emotions you're feeling. Yeah. All these people making me feel this way. They're like, no one can make you feel that way. And I'm like, well, obviously they can because I'm feeling this way. They're like, no, because, and there was this book by James Allen that just really like opened me up during that time. And this is what they do. They give you little tidbits and tools and ahas to help us absorb that. But he basically said that it's not the person going through a situation. I'm sorry, it's not the situation that a person goes through that determines how it impacts them. It's the person, because otherwise, every single person would experience that situation exactly the same, and we don't. So it's the person that decides how the situation is going to impact them. And I would just sat there and it was like, wow, and it's true. We have that power to choose what something means. And also I had another time in my life when they had to do with some spreadsheets and stuff, and I had done it, per our guidelines and what we were looking for. They're like, no, this is wrong. And I'm like, no, we see, here's the instructions. This is what they wanted us to do and how they wanted us to have it formatted. And they're like, no, it's wrong. And I'm like, well, no, it's right here. It says right here. And I go, I don't care what you tell me, it's wrong. And I'm like, even with the proof right here, yeah, you can't convince me that that's right because I don't think it is. And I'm just like, all right. So it made me realize that I can't make anyone think or feel or do anything they don't want to do. You can even hold a gun to someone's head and say, you will, what now? Do you agree the spreadsheet's correct now? And they'd be like, no, like, I can't make them. I might end their life over it. That would be stupid to go to jail for. But, you can't make anyone choose differently than they have. So that's what they have for you, new love. We went kind of deep on that. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Nelia. So I have a few donations. I'm going to jump down there and take care of these, and then I'll return to the free readings after that. So thank you, Nelia, for your multiple donations. Let's jump in here and see what we got going on. So the first one, the Winky Winky. A general reading on your talents and skills. What are they? All right, let's take a look here and see what they want you to know here. Sorry, the bubble hasn't broken here yet. Okay. I probably should just take the cap off here. There we go. Otherwise, I'm going to end up wearing it on my shirt. All right, let's put that over there. You know how like you have the little sippy cup and there's a little bubble, and then it just suddenly like there's nothing, suddenly goes, and it just floods in, and it's hot coffee. So that wouldn't be good. All right. Oh, thank you so much, Nelia, for your comments. You're so sweet. All right. So let's take a look here. Talents and skills. What does Spirit want you to know about here? All right. All right. Easy as one, two, three. The bottom of the deck, you have the Six of Swords. And what I'm hearing from Spirit on this is that you're a fast learner and you're open minded about things too. Like you can pick up things really, really, really fast and you can adapt and to situations too. I feel like it can be whether it's school or learning a new system. I feel like you have an intuitiveness with like computer systems or learning a new system. Like you just, it's like if you go to another job and or they bring in a new here we're rolling out a new system and you're just like boom 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 boom, you're helping people understand the system because you can just and even in like training they're like, well, I don't know if it can do that, like, yeah, it is, I just did it. And they're like, oh, okay, well, good for you. So I feel like that's a talent and something that's not always normal, so celebrate that for sure. Well, it's more understanding processes, understanding, things like that. You're not gonna program things, but I feel like, you grasp things. Yeah, I feel like you don't struggle learning new things. You just, okay, boom, 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 boom. But I feel like you would, you know, you're observant, and I feel like you learn that way. So that's what's coming in here. You haven't tried. And you have the Wheel of Fortune here. The Wheel of Fortune with this Fates wheel, I don't know if you've tapped into this yet, but I feel like you have a gift of like you could do past life readings. You could tap into the Akashic records. I feel like with the Fates wheel, it's you have this ability to be able to understand, like I do past life readings, and I feel like the stories would just come to you, like when you would go, yeah, you were this and you were that, and I see how you guys met, and I see how it progressed, and I see what happened, and then also one of the things that's amazing is when we realize when we tap into past lives, it's usually asking spirit, what past life would be great for me to know about right now? They're like, because we've had so many. We also have future ones that um, I haven't dove into those yet. Um, but that'll be interesting because they're all in the same, they're on a circle, they're not on a timeline. So there's this giant circle of all the lifetimes, and they're just all there. And you can sit in the middle and watch all these lifetimes at the same time if when we're on that side, and you can see all the lifetimes happening, and we can comprehend it all at the same time too. Down here, we had our head would explode. But you have this ability, and it's like this now that they're showing me the wheel, because there's all these represent different lifetimes, and we can um, see them and understand them, but we ask spirit, which ones are best for me to know right now in my life, and it's usually, you know we have so much information that we glean from different lifetimes that we can use them, like, oh, I can use this right now, right? So I like that for you there. Let's see what all this is about here. Okay. um You have the Knight of Pentacles, and I'm not gonna say that patience is one of your gifts, but it has to do with specifically patience with endings and beginnings with the World card here. And you also have the Five of Wands, which is the transformation of drama and energy. So I feel like when it comes to some struggles, Yeah, it's kind of not. It's not normal for humans anyway. I'm like, we're not going to kid ourselves. but specifically, I feel like if there's a goal that really matters to you, like the world is the major arcana. When you have this goal, that you can be patient with it, like you can really transform the energy of impatience and whatever into, all right, let's just get going. I'm just going to put my nose to the grind. I'm going to get it done. It's like if you see like, okay, I got to clean the house, or there's a whole table full of things that have to be, envelopes that have to be folded. It's like, all right, sitting here fretting about it ain't it gonna get it done. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And you'll put your, when there's something to get done, you can really put your nose and get it done. Yeah, exactly. So I like that. Then what is this about here? All right. You know, so you've got this, I'll just do the order that they came out. So you have the 7 of Cups, which is can represent like emotional confusion. And you have the 5 of Swords, which is mental kind of conflict going on in there. But you have the 8 of Swords too. And I like the 8 of Swords because the 8 of Swords is when we look at things and we can understand, and okay, this is what blinds me, this is what binds me, this is what uh has keeps me trapped. And I feel like it's like, I don't want to say like analysis, that seems like too like bleh, boring, but you're able to really observe life or someone's life or a situation, and you're able to really see the big picture. You're able to see where the conflict is and go, I wonder if this is what we look at. Is this what's happening? Is this is where the problem lies? And I just feel like you have this ability, whether you've tapped into it in great amounts or not. But it's like I used to tell people, they're like, oh wow, you're so smart. They'd be, you know, picking on me, but I would tell them, "It's what I do. I generate options." But that's what I feel you do, is you generate options. Like, you're like, "So I feel like this is what the problem is, and this is some ways that we can possibly fix this." So I feel like you're able to find ways to solve situations, and it just comes naturally to you, I feel. So these are some, that they just wanted to bring out right now in your this point in your life that you've either shown and you're aware of, but some that you have these gifts that are not activated yet, and things that you can do on all that. So I like those. So those are the ones. They don't want to tell you everything, but those are a handful, that they just want you to be aware of. And I feel like it's important for you to see yourself as capable of those things, because you are. All right. So that's what you have for that one there, Nelia. So thank you so much for that donation. And then we will go into here, and the little emoji with the halo. Much easier to drink. Okay. All right. So thank you for the second one. Anyone know is Joe, your ex-husband, getting his karma. How's his life? So, karma, it's an interesting concept because a lot of people have a lot of different understandings and explanations of those things. And when I ask spirit, I'm like, karma, like karmic debt, and you reap what you sow, and if you do this, you're gonna have to make up for it and all that. I go, some of this doesn't feel right to me. And so I ask spirit, because that's where I go for my information, especially when there's so many different information out there. And what spirit, the way I understood it from spirit, we'll put it that way, is that, multiple lifetimes, we're very curious beings that want to experience things from different positions and different, that's all these past lives, right? When we sit on that that big big wheel with all these different lifetimes. And let's say I was a slave owner in one lifetime is the example they used for me because it made sense to me. And it's like, oh, so you're going to have to be a slave later. No, you don't have to be. Karma is a lot about experience. And because I experienced this, I want to see the perspective of the other side. And maybe the person that was a slave wants to be a slave owner, and we agree, okay, next lifetime let's switch up, but it doesn't have to be, but it can be. And so we're like, all right, and then maybe I want to experience it from a townsperson who's not a slave or a slave owner, but I witness it. How do I see it from that point of view? And it's about seeing things from different points of view. Now, it's like, well, then everyone will just do whatever they want. And like, well, we do anyway, really. But, there's the idea of punishment and the idea of karmic debt and all that is human. It's praise and punishment. It's this punishment. We think people should be punished if they don't do what I think they should have done and they should get their karma. That's our, we think they should be punished attitude. But spirit is like, because sometimes, it's like, well, why do, someone that was horrible for 50 years of their life suddenly has a change of heart and they don't get any of the bad stuff that happens to them that they should have happened to them, right? That's how it starts to sound. But they're like, well, it's about energy, right? And we talk about that a lot in here where we invest energy, whatever I focus on, I draw to me. So if I'm putting out lower vibrational energy and actions, I'm going to have lower vibrational things come to me. But as things, lower vibrational things are coming to me, and maybe he experienced some in his life, right? Your ex, but if he started changing and raising his low vibration, these things that were after him, right? He went to higher ground, they won't get to him because he's changed, right? Or why do bad things happen to good people? Well, sometimes good people go into fear. And if they're having fear inside their lower vibration, they're attracting lower vibrational experiences. And we think, oh, that shouldn't have happened to them. Well, they invited it because of their energy, right? And it's not right or wrong. That's the whole thing too. When we look at from spirit's point of view, there's not right or wrong. There's just different choices with different experiences. Lower vibrational choices bring lower vibrational experiences. When we're done, we start making higher vibrational choices to experience higher vibrational things. So I like that explanation there, but let's take a look and see what's going on in his life. But they wanted me to go into that, and that's obviously for more than just you and me. So thank you for bringing that up. It always helps, bring clarity for us in our lives because it feels so much more freer that way. When we realize, oh, it's not all this punishment. It's about my choices, and we get our power back. We're not like, well, gotta go make up all that debt. It's like, no, I can just start in this moment. I can start choosing higher vibration, and then that will drift away from me, right? So the bottom of the deck, we do have the Queen of Pentacles, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, new birth, harvest. So it seems like they're nurturing themselves and they're doing well, with themselves here. What else do we got here? We got the Ace of Pentacles. So I do feel like they've kind of turned over a new leaf in the outside world with this Ace of Pentacles. I feel like some things have happened in their life where they were in the pursuit of looking at their worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way with this Knight of Pentacles, and they have achieved their quest of looking at themselves differently. And so whatever was ruling them before, with feeling less than and feeling abandoned when they were a child, and these feelings of not being good enough, and those things, that feels like they've really nurtured themselves, and they've been doing that inner work, whether they read self-help books or went to counseling or just contemplated on their own, because they have the Page of Cups, which is, um, this heightened sense of self-worth. That Ace of Cups that she has is our the chalice, the Holy Grail. That's our self-love. And the Queen of Wands, also with the extending their power and where they focus their energy. So I just really feel like they realized when they continue to focus on lower vibrational things, they're like, if I focus on all the negativity in my life and my pain, it's not going away, it's getting bigger. But I find when I'm focused on being happy and content and da da da, that grows. So I feel like they learn that way. Also, with the Eight of Cups, this is a, also an indicator that they've let go of some old emotions that don't serve them anymore, all the way back to when they were a child. And they've really paid attention to where they invest their energy in relationships. So I do feel, I mean, even in the bottom of the deck, it shows us with the World card. This is the ending of old cycles, the beginning of new adventures. So I do feel like they've changed, and they're not who they were before, and what drove them before isn't driving them anymore. But I just feel like they have done some, you know, inner changes. So yeah, and that's good. I'm glad you wish him well. Because that's yeah, that's for you, right? I love forgiveness because in an oracle deck, and I mention this every once in a while, there was a great explanation of forgiveness because you can hear about, um, lack of unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting it to hurt someone else. This our fears, our judgments, our pain is our own. And when we blame someone else for that pain, then we feel powerless. But when we realize all of our pain is our own, it's been our own, mental choices and emotional choices and energetic choices and everything else, I get to um, transform things within me. And forgiveness, like they said, was what was it? Was like choosing to no longer be a vessel of pain because someone else's words or silence or their actions or non-actions, I get to pour all that out, and then I can be that vessel of love instead of a vessel of pain. And it's great. If you ever have a chance to check out Byron Katie, she's got a website, thework.com, thework.com. Or she's got a YouTube channel too, Byron Katie, which is just BYRONKITIE. And we've got this. She has this way of seeing that the mirror that we have with people in situations is showing us what we want to see about ourselves. And when we transform those, yeah, perfect. Thank you. That transformation, she goes, at some point you reach this where there's nothing to forgive. The audience gasps, right? What? Don't say that. But it's like when someone does something that I don't think they should do, is that their fault? Or like if I have expectations on someone, they don't do what I expect them to do, is that their fault or my fault? And then you realize, well, there's no fault at all anyway, because when we discover that this expectation of trying to control and that they're supposed to be a certain way is a lie, that it's just an opinion, then there's no forgiveness needed. And there is this, release. And the example I give to help it hit home with people is like, so Nelia, I have this expectation that you're going to give me $1,000 a day for the rest of your life. And then you're like, bruddaZEN, I see what you're saying. And no, um, it is not my fault that you have that expectation on me and that I'm not going to do that. It's oh, see? So it's like, yeah, but that's different. We're like, no, and an expectation of, how someone's supposed to talk to us, that they're supposed to honor their commitments, and all this stuff. And that's what I love about Byron Katie. She goes, Is it true that everybody has to obey what I think they should be doing?" It's like, no. Is it true that this law has to be? No, it's not true. When we really look at things, we just like all these opinions that are passed down from generation to generation, generation, the 10 commandments and the laws of the world and this and that and that. It's all opinion. Because on other planets, they don't have that. And it's like, that's right. It's our society agreed on an opinion, and yeah, let's just do that. And then when we're unable to do it, then there's judgment and blame. And oh no, fear is at the core of it, fear of breaking those rules. Yeah. So it is this, you know, realization that we have that, releases us, from that. And we realize, really, there is nothing to be forgiven. It was just an opinion, a desire, like, well, I, you know, um, wanted, my all of my relationships to be faithful, and some of them weren't. And I'm a different person now. It might have been different. I'd have been like, well, okay, well, if that's what you're wanting, but I love you and I still want to hang around with you. Um, and if you wanna go do that, then you're not gonna do it with me, because I don't wanna catch anything, but you can go do what you want, but, you know, we can be great friends, But it changes the, the difference of things. So, hopefully that makes sense, but that's what they have for you. And then number 3, we have the shades. And thank you for your additional donation here. So you want to say here, will you meet Brian from Red River College this July? All right. Will there be some sort of connection with this? A crush on him? Oh, boo 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 boo. It's very freeing, right? It's like when we have ourself under a long list of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and musts, and we're struggling to do it, we police and make sure everyone else is doing it too. Because by golly, if I have to do all this stuff, so is everyone else. But when I release myself from all these rules, then I release everyone else too, and we're all free, which is good. All right, let's take a look here. So, will you meet Brian based on current energies from Red River College this July? All right, that's that one here. And let's just see here if there's a connection. Anyway, regardless if it's yes or no, we'll just take a look here. All right. So you've got the Hierophant. Here's teacher, student. Are they a student, or I mean, are they a teacher? So here is the student teacher kind of energy. So that is leaning towards a yes for me here. You even have the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck, which is balancing of the head and the heart. He is a teacher. Okay, yeah. So the Hierophant is a teacher. so, so I love it. Just gotta love spirit. And then you got 3 cards and 3 cards. Let's see what this is here. All right. So with all this swords and thinking, um, so will there be a connection? You've got the 10 of swords and the page of swords. 10 of swords is letting go of expectations, and the page of swords is about seeing things from a higher perspective. And I feel like there will be a connection as long as you go in it just like with the world is full of possibilities. I don't need it to be anything. I'm just going to celebrate what it is, because we have this, when we meet someone, we're like, wow, they're wonderful, right? Because we have no expectations. Expectations are down here. There's all this wonderfulness. And then if we start hanging around and do this and start dating exclusively, their expectations, they become less. And then, we're engaged. Wow, they're still okay. They're still above the line. But then we get married. Bam. And suddenly, why did they change? But they didn't change. We change, we all change when we have expectations and we have all this, well, this is who they're supposed to be and how they're supposed to act and what they're supposed to say. And this is who I'm supposed to be, how they're supposed to be, how it's supposed to unfold, where it's supposed to go. All these rules that just suck the life out of things, right? So I feel like you'll have a connection if it's just like, you know what? It's going to be whatever it's going to be. And I like this here. I mean, well, among those two cards, you had the Lover's card here. That's why it's like, if these things, if we can keep the expectations low, they can become an important relationship in your life. Let's see what these other three cards are here. Yeah, yeah. Because you got the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is one of my cards of, they're a balanced individual between their heart and their head. Very compatible person. I feel like you guys will fit like a glove where you're just like comfortable and you guys think alike and you're able to communicate well. And I just feel like there's this, it just fits. You also have the Ten of Pentacles, which is one of my relationship cards. So, they definitely have the capacity to do this. And the Eight of Wands, too. Passion, energy. So there is this, all this other with it all, but there's also attraction, physical and energetic attraction that comes in here, too. So I think that's a giant yes that you will meet and that you can establish a connection. But the biggest thing is keeping expectations low because otherwise, we're going to be having that look on our face that we can't hide of disappointment of, oh, and they're going to be like, what's the matter? Nothing. It's like, well, I just thought you would do that. And they're like, oh, here we go. Starting to point out who someone's not. And what does that do to people? Who wants to be around that, right? Whenever we start having someone that's telling us what we're doing wrong all the time, we don't want to be around that, right? We don't want people telling us you're not good enough in so many words, right? So I like that. So I like that you're going to go with the flow. There you go. Okay, what would bruddaZEN do in this moment? And you're like, I'll be right back. I think he's live. I'm just kidding. Oh, you're so funny. But I'm glad. I'm happy for you. All right. So thank you so much for all your donations. I really appreciate that. And new love. Oh, you're very welcome. I'm glad that was helpful. All right. So I think that's it for the donation. I love to laugh. If you and obviously you guys know that by now. Because laughter is one of our superpowers. If we can laugh and stay higher vibration, life is so much more fun, right? All right. So we left off with Gene XO for the free reading. So let's jump up there. And so Virgo, okay, so they don't have any children. She's infertile and they've tried several times. So that's, oh, okay. So is Virgo reconciling again or coming towards you? Now let's take a look here. Are they reconciling? Okay. Are they considering moving towards you? All right. Well, the underlying energies we have are the Three of Wands. There is this change of direction, based on new information, is what the Three of Wands means. So I feel like they're trying to weigh all their options. Makes sense too, because the cards that came out were the Five of Swords, which is when I asked if they're reconciling, it's like there's still this struggle, this going back and forth inside between their head and their heart, and also disagreement in the outside world too. So there's like that there, but there's a lot in here that's happening too. And when I was like, well, are they considering moving towards you? They have emotional stability with the Four of Cups. And it's interesting here that it's like all four cups are just kind of laid down there. They're kind of just laid back. And do they fall asleep? What's up? I feel like they're just trying to figure things out and going, you know what? If the outside world isn't making me, because the 4 of Cups is like, if the outside world isn't making me feel fulfilled, how is someone else going to? If this one hasn't and others that I've had haven't, how is this person gonna make me feel that? Because they have to find it in here. No one's gonna make them happy, and I just feel like they're in this kinda kicked back going, "Oh, let me see what do I wanna do? I don't know. What do I wanna do?" They're just kinda standing, like the 3 of Wands is like maybe 3 avenues, and they're like, "Do I wanna stay with this one? Do I wanna go to this one," meaning you, "or is there another option?" And they're just like, "I don't know. What do I wanna do?" It's really a lot of indecision. And of course, like we talked about, Virgo overthinking. I've got to do a deep analysis on each of my 3 pathways to make sure I'm doing the one that is the best for me. Ah, but that's what's coming in there, Gene. All right. Oh, okay. I didn't see that about New Love there. All right. Okay, got that one, that one, that one. All right. So I think we're down to here. All right, very good. 100%. All right, Gene. And then Rhonda. Hello, hello. So, will you be moving into a house in July? Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I love connecting to spirit for you here. You've got such a compassionate energy, almost borderlining too compassionate, right? Maybe you were like a nun in a past life. I just feel like you're very giving. You're like, don't say that. All right. So, will you be moving into a house in July? Let me focus. Okay. All right. What do we got here? Yeah, I feel like there's both of the cards that come in here have to do with um because you've got like 2 cards that basically are the same thing. You've got the Devil card and the Knight of Wands, which Devil card is um our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets and long held beliefs and the shaking of our thinking and clarity around that. And then the Knight of Wands is like a fast moving energy. And then you got the Eight of Swords, which is also movement of thought and belief and mindset, those things that make us feel our own thinking, that make us feel blinded and bound and trapped. And the Two of Wands is where we focus our energy. And so it's like our thinking um, it impacts the energy we put out, but also the energy we consciously choose to put out also impacts our thinking and our lives. And so I feel like there is possibilities for you to do this. It's just you have to get back beyond some beliefs around supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts around, moving or the ability to move into a house or whatever like that and go, what are my fears around this? What do I feel what beliefs do I have in here that are telling me, that are obstacles between me and moving and feeling like I deserve to go into a house, right? So there is this energy that's here, and it's like, okay, you know, it's within your power. And that's what the Two of Wands tells me. It's within your power. And as you question these thoughts and beliefs, which is both the Devil card in this, there is movement of thought and belief, which around movement, right? Moving. And then things can happen very quickly with the Knight of Wands, because that the fastest moving knight. So I feel like just takes a little bit of journaling or writing down or contemplating, going, yeah, what do I feel? Why wouldn't I be able to move into a house in July? See what you write down when you ask yourself that question, and then look into those and see how untrue they are and how like no, it doesn't have to be that way. Then you can start going, all right, creator, I want to move into a house in July, And I'm grateful that you're going to bring in the perfect home in the perfect way and the perfect timing for me. And I release it to you, and I'm just going to start having gratitude every moment I can for you for that. And then I feel like that's what kind of transforms with that. So hopefully, though, that makes sense. But that's what they have for you, Rhonda. So many blessings to you. All righty. Moving on down. You're welcome, Jane. All right. And then we've got Dollface Diva General for next week. So let's take a look here and see what we have here. So you've got boom, boom, boom. So the first card that came out here is the Four of Swords, which is like this peace of mind. So there is this calmness, this I don't feel like there's a lot of fears that are there. And I just feel like you've been having some patience with this. The Nine of Wands is like there's this barrier that's keeping you from moving through. Temperance is that, you know, it's temperament, patience, and as the cups go back and forth and are creating something, this alchemy that's moving forward and there's growth here. So I feel like you've been patient with it, and I don't feel like it's, upsetting your mind. I feel like whatever is happening this week, you're kind of just resigned to going with the flow with it, knowing that it's going to unfold when it's going to unfold, and you're doing everything that you can on your side, but you're just allowing it to do its thing. And I like that piece of just going instead of trying to row upward upstream, which is a lot of work and not a whole lot of success, that you just turn the boat around, kick back, and you just follow it, with the little steering, whatever that little thing is, the yeah, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. That helps guide, keep it from going against rocks, but you're going down the flow, which is much more peaceful. Because sometimes the path of least resistance is the way to go. And I feel like that's what's happening here. Because the Nine of Wands also is about if you're hitting a block, it's like, all right, well, let me just see what happens. If I'm keep on hitting against the same thing over and over, it's like, all right, let me just flow for a while and see what comes. So I feel like that's what they want you to know for next week, Dollface Diva. So many blessings to you. And then Ateshi Singh, you are up. So what will happen in your physical reality next week? I like that. In the physical world. Let me just shuffle these one more time. Take a quick sip here. Okay. So physical reality next week. All right. Well. So you have the Tower card. So something gets moved out of your way very quickly and fast here. And it brings in some balance here for you with the Queen of Swords. So, like, there's been maybe this balance going on between your head and your heart, but something changes next week in your physical world. Something gets removed, person, situation, whatever in your physical world gets moved, and that helps you come to like this balance inside. But it also makes you this feeling of independence. The Nine of Pentacles is about feeling full, feeling complete, being alone but not lonely because you have spirit with you. But it is kind of quite a hermit's kind of energy. So whatever happens next week, it kind of leaves you in this space of contemplation, being by yourself, allowing this balance to come in, and it ends up being positive for you because you do the Nine of Pentacles is like a physical reality dream come true in a way, and it might be something that you didn't realize you wanted until it happens, but I feel like it's positive. Just that suddenness might startle you for a moment, going, "Oh my gosh, what just happened?" But then you're like, oh, "Okay, let me sit back and contemplate and spend some time with me, balancing head and heart," and then I feel like you are then able to move forward because whatever obstacle was there is being removed. Now you can move forward into a variety of paths, but your heart wants to go this way, your mind want to go this way. But with this changing of things, it takes away an option that makes it like, well, the mind's option's gone, so the heart's option is only what's available. Heart wins, yes. Anyway, that's what's coming in there for you, Teshi. So many blessings to you. And then Alice, hello. So, how will the outcome of your CRT job performance results be like? All right, let's take a look here. What will be the results based on current energies? All right. Well, looks pretty good. You got the Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Pentacles. You kidding me? So, new abundance, new fullness that comes in. The Wheel of Fortune says that everything that happens in our life happens for us. And then sometimes our human is like, how is that for me? But the Wheel of Fortune also is the tuna for you, and that means your human even um, is happy with the results. So your humans on board with the outcome of the performance, and so I feel like it feels very full and very successful. So boom, boom, I like it. Two great cards. That's what they have for you, Alice. So many blessings to you. And then Bonita, you would like a love reading. All right, let's take a look here and see what does Spirit wants you to know about love. All right. So you got two sevens. You got the Seven of Swords, and then the Major Arcana Seven, the Chariot. I like this because, the Chariot is about realizing that we have the power of choice. Like, I get to choose what love means and how love is supposed to go and what anything else my lover does or how love is supposed to unfold. All those stories are here, and I get to choose them. Also, my emotions, my energy, my physical actions. But they're focusing in here with thoughts because you have the Seven of Swords, which represents your own thinking that has been deceptive, that's cheated you out of opportunities, because there's all these stories about should and supposed to, need to, and have to. And when these things don't align, what we do is we point it out, you know, and we believe certain things. And then here comes those things because we're focusing on them, we're fearing them, and thus we draw them to us. So I like this, that there's this empowerment that's coming in with it. You get to choose what you want to do, what story you put to love. And it's important to sift through and get rid of some of these lower vibrational thoughts and beliefs and stories around love that are restricting, that are making you feel small, that's trapping your heart, so that you can let your heart run free and focus on abundance instead of lack of expectations being fulfilled. And there's a huge difference in that. And what I mean by that is, like, if let's say someone brought me flowers and I'm like, oh, thank you so much. We don't care what flowers, we're just so happy. Versus in my mind, it's like, well, no, on the first date, they're supposed to bring me white flowers. And then the second date is supposed to be yellow roses. And then the third date is red roses, and like, oh, that brought me daisies, that kind of that's kind of an extreme thing. That's the whole purpose of it, is just show like, what? Really? But we have thoughts and beliefs like opening car doors, how long they're supposed to take to text back, what their tone is supposed to be, blah 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 blah. There's so many that it smothers us, smothers the relationship. And when you take a candle, you have it in like a little glass container, and you put something on top, the oxygen burns out and it's gone. And that's what I feel like they just want you to be aware of, so that you can um, you know release some of those expectations. And the more you release, the more fuller and grateful you are for the person. So I like that. All right, so that is what they have for you. All right, and I do have a donation. I'm jumping down there. Hey, Moonlight, thank you so much. Game over. So thank you for your donation there and your funny sticker. And you want to know, what does Spirit want you to do or focus on for the next week? All right, let's see here. What's for your highest experience? Because they don't have any, they're like, do whatever you want, go play. It's like asking a grandparent when they take a little grandchild to the park. The grandchild goes, what do you want me to focus on? And they're like, go have fun, and you're like, no, what do you want me to focus on? All right, go to the swings, whatever. They don't have a preference. They're like, go have fun. What do you want to go do? Right. So then we can go, well, so which of these, things in the playground is for my highest experience? They're like, oh, all right, go to the slide. You're gonna love the slide, So that's what we're asking. What is for your highest experience next week? What would they like you to focus on for your highest experience? All right. All righty. So the bottom of the deck, we do have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight is on a quest for their worth in relationship to the outside world here with that pentacle. That's like their quest is for this higher way of looking at things. And so I feel like next week it's about worth, it's about reflection, it's about seeing, what is it that I'm worth, and this revelation and realization that when I look to the outside world to define me, I feel unstable because we're told to look into relationship situations and things to define us. And all those things are unstable. Relationships, people change, they walk away, they pass away. Relationships with humans are temporary and unstable. Boom, right? The other thing is situations, jobs, educations, whatever. Um, those things never stay the same, constantly changing, unstable, right? And then things, our bank accounts, our bodies, our possessions, um, all those unstable, deteriorate, blow up, burn down, stolen, whatever it may be. And so it's like the next week is this realizing that you're not going to find stability out here. You're going to see instability everywhere. And then you turn inward and upward, and you're like, there's the stable thing I've been looking for. Eternal, unconditional love from the other side. When you define yourself by that, you have the stability, and then you're stable, and then everything else in the world seems stable because you are stable here. We don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. So when we're feeling unstable by defining ourselves by the unstable things of the outside world, we see the world as unstable. When we find stability on the inside, then we see the world suddenly, wow, what happened? Stability, right? So that's the bottom of the deck. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, you got the chariot. Look at, you got like two chariots. You got the sun chariot, and then you also have the power of choice. And so this does tell us here that, there is this brightness when you realize that you get to choose what story you put to any situation, what emotion you feel, what energy you put forward, and what physical action you take, and you can't control anyone else's. And I like the sun shining bright on your power of choice next week, because I feel like not only are you seeing the instability of the outside world, and that all their stories that they've been telling you are supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's, both for thinking and thoughts and stories and emotions and all those. Um, very good. Um, so I feel like there's this, power that comes in where you get to choose what things mean when you're there. So I do like that. What else do we have here? Yeah, and here's the power of emotional choice. So you're learning to choose not only the thinking about things, but the emotions are very much there. Yeah, you got the Four of Pentacles too. So solid foundation in the outside world. This Four of Pentacles, when I was talking about this, about the stability and the, you know, looking to the outside world to define us, that's this card. So that's being reinforced for sure here. Yeah, and then with the emotional choice, there's the Five of Cups, which is the transformation of, you know, knowing the we have emotional choices that we choose. We're taught when that happens, we're supposed to be sad. When that happens, we're supposed to be angry. When that happens, blah, blah, blah. And so we have these emotions that can transform. I get to choose. It's like, I don't have to be upset with this. Like, you're fired. And it's like, we're taught that's horrible. The story is it's horrible. We're supposed to feel horrible. We're supposed to get upset and throw things around and roll on the ground. Not really, but you could. But when we realize, oh God, no, this, I'm going to know that if I'm this job is being removed from my life to make it open up to, so I can go live my dream now. I was afraid to leave, but now they've helped me make the choice. So thank you. I'm happy. They're like, what? There's a difference between those. And I feel like this choice of all this next week that's happening, that's what you can realize. And you can start off with small things like, well, when that happens, this is what I'm supposed to believe, but let me think differently. I'm going to purposely choose to look at it differently, even if it's crazy and outlandish. It's fun. It's you start to learn to, I get to choose what something means. I don't have to go at the whim and fall into line at the rat race and how everyone else says it's supposed to be. So I feel like that's their big two things to focus on next week, and to be aware of that. So yeah, that's great. I love that. I love that for you. So you know that no matter what comes your way, you get to choose the story, the emotion, the energy you put forward, and the physical. So it's powerful. All right, so very good. So that's what they have for you, Moonlight. Thank you again for your donation. I really appreciate that. All right. And we left off with Day Sturgis. You wanted a money reading. So let's take a look here. Let's see what we have coming in here. So what do they want you to know about the money, money, money? All right. So you have the Magician card coming in here. So this is the focus of energy, right? And the Three of Pentacles, which is about normally being true to your authentic self here. But with the combination of Pentacles, which is money, and the Magician card, that is, of course, if what do you think about having three Pentacles when there's 10 available? It's like, oh, I miss having 10. I want 10. And if I focus on I want 10, I want 10, I want 10, then we're telling the universe, I enjoy wanting 10, but I'm not going to get 10 because I'm telling the universe I like wanting it, but not having it. And so they're going, that's what you're telling me is what you're with your energy. That's when we're feeling that way. But if I look at those three pentacles and I'm like, oh, I'm so grateful for each and every one of those three pentacles. And I'm grateful you supply my every need. And when we have gratitude, gratitude, gratitude for what we do have, what is coming in, then we're telling the universe, I really love being grateful for abundance coming in. Oh, great. I'll bring you more abundance then. Thank you. And this is what comes in. So energy is so important wherever that's our manifestation energy that all humans have. Like attracts like. I can want all I want, but if I'm not on that same energetic level of receiving abundance, I'm not going to get it because I'm in the wanting energy, not in the gratitude for receiving energy. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what they want you to know right now. There's power in that. All right. So many blessings. And then we've got Patty. Hello, hello. So you started looking for another job. All right. How long would it take to secure one? And will it be in the same city? All right. So let's take a time and that here. So you have the Knight of Cups. So this is a movement card, one of the faster mover, not as fast as the Knight of Fire of Wands, but both the Knight of Cups and Knight of Swords are fast moving compared to Knight of Pentacles, which is what it takes forever, right? So I feel like it's going to be here very soon, and it depends on your emotional energy, right? It's like, all right, I'm the more that I'm putting in, and following your heart with this too, right? Because we were talking about that it's important for you to follow your heart, and if you follow your mind, you're going to end up delays, delays, delays because this whole change is about following your heart, right? And it's going to be in the same city. Page of Pentacles. No, I feel like it's a different city. Pentacles being new opportunities in the outside world. So I feel like it is going to be in a different city. So I like that this is something that makes your heart sing and makes your heart feel full. And this is where you want to, follow that. And it takes you to a different city. So I like that. All right. So that's what they have for you, Patty. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Nelia, your free reading. You want to know how is Rue in Azores? I think that's how you say that. My apologies if I totally mispronounced that. Let's see here. So, how are they? Well, they seem to be doing good. They have the Wheel of Fortune, which is, abundance and fullness of life, and it's the tuna for you. So they seem to be doing really well there. They got the King of Swords, which higher intelligence, higher education. I don't know if they're going to school or something, but they definitely are seeing things from a different perspective, expanding their knowledge, expanding their wisdom as well in a powerful way, because that King of Swords is the master of thought, because they rule over swords, but all kings are given a second portion of air swords. So they're the master of it. So I feel like they're, just really on top of things. It feels very positive. They're just learned a lot of wisdom through life experience, but intelligence. But that's what makes me think they're going to some sort of school or learning something new as well. But the Wheel of Fortune is a positive card too. So all signs point to awesomeness. So that's what we have there. All right. And then Tiffany, sorry, I never got your, this, you know, um, donation. So sorry that you had to wait for it. But yeah, here's your birthday reading for your sister. A love reading for your sisters. From your sisters, a love reading. So whoever the love reading is for, Spirit knows who you are, whether it's for you or your sisters. Let's take a look here. All right. So you have the Ace of Pentacles, which means there's a new opportunity that's coming your way. And this Five of Wands is interesting because as soon as I saw it, I'm like, you meet somebody, and it in the beginning it feels a little fiery. In that, I feel like there's bantering and a little bit of like boom, boom, boom. Well, boom, boom, boom to you too. And it's kind of playful and grins at each other. And but it's kind of like zap. You zap them and they zap you, and everyone's like, oh my God, will you guys stop? And then you continue it, and then there's like this draw together where it's like, they're like, will you just go get a room, you two? Oh my God, I could cut the sexual tension. That's the kind of energy that's there. And so, whoever this is for, that you're wanting this reading, this is what happens in the beginning. And it's just like, this is the spark that happens. And the reason why it's important is because the two individuals involved they're strong personalities, and people usually shrink around them, and because they're like, oh wow, because they're good zappers, right? And so they're just like, oh, I'll just stay to myself. But they really, both of these individuals, whether that's you or your sister, whoever this is with this other person, really like it. It's like, wow, you step up and stand your ground. That's attractive, because that's what each of the people need, is someone that stands up and goes, excuse me. And they're like, oh, sorry, ma'am, or whatever. But I feel like that's what's coming in there, Tiffany. So there is a new opportunity coming up here with that Ace of Pentacles, but it starts off kind of fiery and sparky. All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings and happy birthday to you. All right. We did that. We did that. All right. So Olivier Vergara, hello, hello. So you're up next. So let me just jump down here, make sure there wasn't a donation. Very good, Moonlight. Sounds like a plan. All right. So, you want to ask if Harry will be by your side? What are his intentions towards you in the future? All right. Let's take a look here. Tell us about Harry here. All right. Nope, they want that one. All right. All right. So I do feel like here's some communication that goes forward, and there is this changing of thought and belief and mindset, going from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. So I feel like their intentions will be changing a little bit. The Knight of Swords, I like the chivalry energy that's coming through here, but both of these are about movement and changing of the way that they're thinking here. And it's positive though. It's from choppy waters to calmer waters. Um, and I don't I don't know. I don't there's a lot this is a lot in the head and a lot of thinking, but there's not a lot of emotion and stuff yet here. So they might be an air sign where there's a lot going on, but yeah, underneath the surface on the bottom of the deck, we got the 2 of cups. So they do have these intentions of and seeing that this is an important relationship that's below the surface here. But I feel like they're still figuring things out. They're big thinkers, so the emotions are down there, but like blah 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 blah. We got some thinking to do first. So they're really in their head, and there's a lot of movement of thought and belief and things are changing up there. So at this point it's like I don't know that they're aware of their own intentions. And feel like they're still trying to figure it out. Is this fairly new? Does this feel like it's like they're still new to relationships or new to this relationship? I just feel like they're trying to figure things out is what's coming through. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what they have for you, Olivier. So many blessings to you. All right. All right. Let's take a look here. I've only got about 4 minutes left here. I think I still have a handful here left. So I don't think I'm going to get to everybody. All right. So Minahil, I think we can get you in here. You want to know who or what is coming towards you in 2024. So what does Spirit want you to know? All right. This card came flying out of the deck. Well, you have the 2 of Cups. So you have important relationship or romance or both coming here in 2024. Important relationships. I mean, I really feel like this can be a connection with your higher self, be a connection with romance and a lover. It can be reconnecting with a family member, could be finding a new best friend. All of that is in here. That comes in here. And you also have the Page of Swords, which is this ability to see things from a different perspective, cutting away expectations, less fear, less belief rooted in fear, and more seeing things from a higher perspective, less expectations, more abundance. That's how it works. Expectations equal disappointment. Less expectations is less disappointment. Less disappointment leads to enjoyment and abundance in life, right? So I feel like that's kind of a lot of what's coming in here, this clarity and what you can cut away of all these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and must in life and go, where do these come from? Why, these are rooted in fear. What am I fearing? And do I really need to fear that? So that is what they have for you. All right. So many blessings to you. Right. And then Angie, you are up. Do you see you dating Kashan and him being your boyfriend? All right, let's take a look here based on current energies. All right, there's one of your cards here. Okay, what else? And that one. All right. Right now, I feel like the energy, they're pushing you more inward to really focus in on some long held beliefs. So right now the energy is like withdrawing you to your high priestess temple to connect with spirit, look behind the veil, dive deep into your emotions, question these long-held supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's about dating and relationships and yourself, like who you're supposed to be, what are you supposed to do with your life, who you're supposed to be with, how all these, restricting um, beliefs, small t truths rooted in fear of the past. Like again, all these opinions that have been given to you all your life around this and what you're supposed to focus on, should, need to, have to, must. And there's this clarity that comes in with all this because it's like otherwise with all of these expectations, that's what just sucks the life out of a relationship because we start focusing when we have all these expectations, we focus on who someone's not being because these are unobtainable to be for forever. So they're always somewhere in here, and we're always focusing on where they're not meeting. When we bring our expectations down, then we're focusing on who they are being all the time. And that's the kind of relationship that grows and thrives is when we have gratitude for one another instead of an attitude of judgment, right? And falling short. So I feel like, possibilities for the future maybe, but they're like, don't even go there yet. They're like, you need to, not need to, because there's never any need to, that's an expectation. You have an opportunity to turn inward and upward and release yourself from a lot of that, which then allows freedom and growth and amazing relationship instead of, one that gets suffocated by all these expectations, right? So that's what they are looking at right now for you, Angie. So hopefully that resonates. That's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. So I am about to head off here to my Praying Mantis member session for about an hour. And let's see here. So we got Mika Khan, Lucky, Dorella. And let me just grab this print screen here or screenshot, that print screen. So I got Lucky and Carmel Damon. And okay. So it's like a handful, right? And then towards the bottom here, let's see here. So we got Happy Pill, Julie, and JJJ. All right. So those, we'll grab those. So I got about a handful, maybe two handfuls. So I will come back on to complete those in about an hour and a half, maybe sooner, but we'll plan for like maybe an hour and a half. And then I'll complete all the free readings from this session. And then I'll be back tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Mountain Time for my last free readings for this. And then I'll be back next Friday. So if you want to check me out tomorrow, well, then we'll see you then. Until then, remember every second of every day of your lives that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. Of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, enjoy the rest of your night or your day, wherever you're at in the world. Until I see you again, much love to you. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. Have some fun. I was going to say behave, but that's all about expectations, right? Let's just have fun. All right. You guys take care. We'll see you soon.